Okay, good morning. Welcome back to the KR Daily Transmission. This is my pre-caffeinated, half-opened, I half-opened eyes morning. We've just got back from the gym. We've been going hard with the team. We're having this really cool team gathering this week. And so we've been working out together. We've been masterminding together, and we're about to go be with the horses together. But we've been going hard. So just a little bit tired this morning. Gonna sip my coffee here. Oh yeah, that's so good. Oh my God. Cheers. But even though we've been working quite a lot, we've been having so much fun together. And so no complaints here, just giving you an update on why my eyes are barely open. And today we are continuing our journey of self-love with Isis. I loved reading how much feedback there was about Isis in our previous YouTube videos. How's everyone doing out there? Good morning. Yay. Look at everybody popping on. So fun. Brianna's writing in, and Brianna's sharing that I just did the Sophia Circle journey for the key code, Isis key code chapter yesterday. Congratulations. Brianna's sharing about her Sophia Circle journey that she's going on with a Sophia Circle leader, which makes me so happy to hear. Sophia Circle journeys are official guided journeys to the Sophia Code with our certified leaders that have been trained in how to lead through Sophia Christ consciousness, how to create sacred space for you to have an emotionally safe place to experience the truth of your sovereign divinity. And it makes me so happy to hear Brianna's feedback. So great. Bonjour, good morning. We have so many beautiful international members in our community. Taryn's writing in, I love Sophia Circle Journeys. Me too, Taryn. All right, so all things Isis this week. What I find fascinating about Isis and Hathor and the Sophia Code is that these two divine feminine ascended masters, they ascended a long time ago. I mean, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Kuan Yin, White Buffalo Woman. We're talking about within a 2,000-year period that feels more, how do I say this? Kuan Yin's older than of course, than the Marys, but she goes further back. But when we're talking about Green Tara, Hathor, Isis, we're talking about the ancient ones. And what I find so interesting about Isis as a spiritual guide is and Hathor, although Hathor is so mind-blowing that it does take some time to get used to how galactic and multidimensional she is. But with Isis, she is so, I can feel her so clearly in my heart. And we think, she's often depicted in this like stoic, regal, elegant, sophisticated, mystical way in the hieroglyphs of Egypt and the legends of Egypt. And all of that is true and real. And she is so approachable. I just feel her smiling right now. I can see her smiling. And she's always here to cheer us on. She's always here to help us connect to a level of self-love that brings us into it softens us into self-respect. Our journey of self-love with Isis softens us into self-respect, self-honor, self-celebration. I find that a lot of earth angels and light workers, they tend to, not all, there's some that are in the opposite direction, but many tend to be self-effacing. It's challenging for them to even admit like they might be talented at something or a whole lot of things. And with Isis, her role in our self-love journey is like, own it. Practice saying you're welcome to the world for being willing to bring in, your fabulous self into this lifetime. So I love that about Isis. And, as someone whose self-esteem and was absolutely devastated in the first half of my life, and I had to rebuild it one day at a time, one step at a time. It was really Isis that took me under her wing and wouldn't give up on me. Like she's just relentlessly, endearingly encouraging, persistent, perseverant, so much so that, there were plenty of times where I wanted to give up on my purpose as a channel. I wanted to give up on life. And so that's a little bit about what I want to talk about in this journey of self-love today with Isis, is like how Isis and her Ankh, this symbol of the Ankh, how it's been such a big part of my journey of self-love. And my prayer, as always, is whatever I'm sharing about my personal journey will somehow bless or support or help or empower your journey as well. Gonna have another sip of coffee here. I've been laughing a lot the past few days and laughing more and more over the past few months. I just find life so entertaining. I don't know. Anyway, so here we go. On page 74 of the Sophia Code, for those of you who are new to my channel, I wrote this book, sacred text for discovering the truth of your sovereign divinity, and then for integrating the truth of your sovereign divinity, and then for embodying the truth of your sovereign divinity, and then for going out in the world and radiating the light of your sovereign divinity and your divine purpose. It's pretty cool. So on page 74, we have chapter 6, Isis. And Isis is, on page 74, we are being initiated by Isis through a very powerful visionary meditation where we are releasing vows and oaths that we have taken in all of our lifetimes, including vows and oaths on other planets. Ever notice that in the Key Code 1 initiation? There's this line. I loved writing this line because I felt it so deeply in my body when this line came out. Oh shit. I can't find it this morning. Honest to God, I'm so tired, but it's about releasing any vows and oaths for intergalactic spiritual belief systems as well. Because we can take religious vows on other planets that might not have anything to do with this planet, and those vows could still be holding you back in this lifetime. Isn't that fascinating? So Isis is like the queen of helping us unravel from black magic that in societies, that are being, such as on this planet, of how those Luciferian forces are trying to oppress humanity. She helps us unravel from the abuses and trauma that we've suffered for being in our divine feminine intuitive power. And there was this practice in ancient Egypt where it was like the tying of the sacred knots to cast spells. And Isis was known, one of her names, that's why we call her She of 1,000 Names, is because she had literally had thousands of names of honor in ancient Egypt. And one of hers was She Who Unties the Knots. And so if you're ever in an extremely difficult situation with an individual or a group of people that you're attempting to extract yourself from that has dark energy, call upon Isis as a mentor to help you unknot those psychic cords or ties or anything that's just keeping you stuck, maybe in the self-sabotage or self-hatred of a dynamic that just no longer serves you. She's an extremely powerful and radiant Christ light to bring into those dark places. So anyways, coming back to Isis and the self-love journey, one of the symbols that really kept me going in years that I did not love myself, I was struggling just to honestly some weeks or months stay alive because I was so enraged. I was living through so much grief. I was dealing with so many layers of trauma. I could barely feel myself. And it was the symbol of the Ankh that Isis brought to me again and again in my meditations when I would work with her directly to heal my heart, to heal my body, to heal my mind from what happened. It was Isis that would constantly come to me in meditation. Of course, the other key codes were involved, but I'm talking about Isis. And when she did, she would always bring this golden Ankh. And she would use the Ankh. She would ask me to focus upon the Ankh, this like quantum healing energy. She would show me different techniques for how to spin the Ankh within my body, within my chakras, how to merge with the Ankh and to strengthen both my physical body and my spiritual light bodies with the Ankh expanding out through my body from the center of my heart. And I started to use these techniques in our live ceremonies and in our live broadcasts. And the more I shared about the healing medicine of this Ankh of life and the teachings that Isis would share along with that, this symbol became imprinted in my heart forever. It became my anchor. And it was interesting for me because I was very Catholic in other lifetimes. And so I would want to reach into, like, there was a cellular desire to reach for a cross, but I didn't like in this lifetime what the cross represented. I mean, it was crucifixion was a form of Roman torture. Why would I want to wear that over my heart? But it was what I was identifying was the longing to have a talisman over my heart that would remind me that I am protected, I'm loved, and what I believed in. And so the Ankh became that for me in this lifetime. And the more I worked with it on my own body, the more I studied, metaphysically, witnessing what would happen for others when they would wear an Ankh, it was like, oh, wow. This is a symbol of pure empowerment. This is a symbol that helps us override the deepest places within us that want to shut us down, that have been programmed into us to shut us down. And so I want to read this passage from the Sophia Code that is kind of like a visionary moment of this Ankh. On page 74 of the Sophia Code, this is in the Key Code 1 Isis initiation, where she's helping us clear vows from other lifetimes. It says, opening her hands to the sky, a golden white Ankh of life now emerges from Isis's sacred heart. The Ankh rises before my eyes to anchor and levitate above my crown chakra. Slowly, the Ankh begins to rotate clockwise and gently expand in size. As its size and rotation expand, the Ankh's radiance dances across the pyramid, flashing with rays of violet, gold, and diamond white light. The Ankh's rays of healing light soothe my heart and inner eyes. I feel safe in this moment. Isis invites me to spiral open my crown chakra as a doorway for the Ankh of life to descend into my body. I feel my body instantaneously respond to Isis's request, opening as a receptive column of light from my crown chakra to my feet. I breathe in, and the golden white Ankh begins its descent, spinning down through my crown chakra, my third eye, and my throat chakra. I breathe out, and the Ankh slows to now anchor and rotate at the center of my heart chakra. I breathe in, and the rotation of the Ankh begins to accelerate, creating a vortex for the Sophia Christ light of my higher self to now illuminate the stagnancy of these unconscious beliefs hidden within my carbon-based DNA. I deeply exhale to receive the shining healing light of my higher self, filling every cell of my body with self-compassion, self-acceptance, and self-love. In the grace of this moment, I witnessed the sovereign one within me who explored those unconscious beliefs and survived their devastating manifestations. I recognize the invincible nature of my true self. I breathe in to consciously connect with the sovereign fabric of my true being. I breathe deeply into every cell of my body. I witness the invincibility of my sovereign divinity shining beneath every unconsciously held belief. These are the words from the Isis Key Code 1 initiation in the Sophia Code, an extremely powerful initiation with Isis that activates your divine genome, which then sets forward a metaphysical internal process where your soul is given permission to start downloading into your human body an ever-increasing amount of crystalline light directly from your own higher self and the source that you can anchor within that divine genome. So I want to thank you for exploring the beauty, the grace of Isis as a mentor and this very important symbol to her ministry. This symbol is a symbol of the Ankh is a symbol of eternal life. It's a symbol of your invincible sovereign divine light. And it's a reminder, provides us a reminder that no matter what we've experienced in life, no matter how dark it is, no matter how deep we have to go in our healing passages, that life is supporting us to reach for more life. The life is going to guide us on our journey of self-love, self-reconciliation. It's going to guide us to one day stand with Isis, with her wings up, with your wings up, to wholly and fully accept the truth of your sovereign divinity in such a way that you're going to fall so madly in love with yourself. You're going to rise so madly in love with yourself that you'll look back on days when you didn't want to accept yourself, and you will send yourself in the past so much compassion and so much forgiveness and so much gratitude. Because the person that survived all of that self-hatred, that self-abandonment, that person was strong enough to become you today. And who you are is a gift to yourself in the future. And for me personally, the Ankh is how it's probably one of the most important symbols that kept guiding me on my self-love journey to become the person I am today. And whatever it is that I can share about myself that's helpful or supportive to you, that brings so much happiness to my heart. And I welcome you to go back this weekend and explore the Key Code 1 Isis initiation. Even if you've done it, go back and read it again, because every time you go back and reread the Sophia Code, redo a Key Code initiation, you are a new person doing that initiation. So you're going to be able to understand and feel the resonance and the power on a whole new level. You're going to be able to deepen in your mentor relationship with Isis in ways that are unexpected and miraculous. Every time you go back to that Key Code 1 initiation, you're pulling those next layers off, and you're inviting even more of your crystalline divine self in simultaneously. That's why the Sophia Code is a multidimensional transmission. We call it a living transmission because it's not stagnant. There isn't any time that you go back to the Sophia Code that you're going to be like, ho hum, I already know that. Because if you are truly in an open-hearted journey of self-love, you will be continually upgraded by the technology of the Sophia Code. It's fascinating. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit more about Isis, about the Ankh of life, about my healing journey. And may any of these sharings, if they're helpful for you, I give thanks. And I'm looking forward to taking your questions live tomorrow. We're doing our KR Daily Transmission every Friday. We do Q&A. So if you have a question, be sure to email us at contact@kaiara.com. And for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel. And we've got so much new information up on my website about our upcoming Austin event where I can meet you live in Austin. And so go ahead and check that out as well. I love you all so much. We're going to go learn more from the horses this morning. So we'll be sure to post some pictures about that from our team. We love you. Namaste.